The year 2012. Some believe that in the year 2012, the world will come to an end. How will this happen? Why will this happen? Is it true? Who are the believers in the 2012 apocalypse? Why do they believe? Over the next few minutes, we will investigate these concerns and shed some definitive light on the 2012 apocalypse. To uncover the historical aspects of the 2012 apocalypse, we talked with renowned local historian Dr. Robert Cooper.
I've heard about the theory. I don't know that much about it, but I've heard about it, yes. Well, my understanding is that their calendars reflect a high degree of astronomical understanding. You know, it's also my understanding, though, that while it's true that 2012 is kind of the end, there's more of a reset. There's no direct prediction for modern end of time. Almost fantasies, I would call them, tend to reflect kind of a combination of kind of hucksterism on the one side, but also kind of a different, kind of a survivalist, a sense again that a time's coming when the soft, the weak, the sinful will be purged, and those who are prepared will be rewarded.
The 2012 apocalypse is rooted in Mayan astrology. In December of 2012, the astronomically precise Mayan calendar's 13th epoch ends, leading some to believe that the Mayans were predicting the end of days. Does the public believe in 2012?
I'm not a huge fan on the religion of it, and it's supposedly in the huge religion thing. And
I don't buy into it. There really is no scientific data to support it.
There really isn't anything you can do, is there? Get to high ground, I guess.
It is popularly believed that the 2012 apocalypse will be brought about by worldwide flooding. While the gut reaction of many would be to build a boat, there are a few practical ways to try and weather the storm of such worldwide flooding. To better understand the practical aspects and consequences of the worldwide flooding predicted by the 2012 theory, we approached award-winning engineering and physics professor Thomas Dunbar.
I think that we'll have sea level rise due to ice cap melting, but that that it will still have land left. There's not that much water, so essentially we may lose some shoreline, but it's not going to be a huge crisis. One of the problems, I think, is a lot of your nuclear power plants are located close to the water, so you're going to have some flooding. You're going to shut down some very expensive power generation facilities. That's probably going to be a big impact.
But what does the average person think?
Well, anything could happen, right? I have looked into Google's and many other places. It's gonna end in 2012.
The world's gonna end on December 21st, 2012. I think gravity, when the planets align, then there'll be a force of gravity. When it lines up, we'll be lined up with the sun, so that gravity might suck the planets into the sun or something.
To investigate the scientific basis of the 2012 apocalypse, we interviewed local science and astronomy professor Deborah Dan.
A few years ago, I think it was in 1997, we had an alignment of basically all the 5 naked eye planets on the same side of the sun as the Earth. And some meteorologists were actually calling for big earthquakes across the Earth. And none of that happened. Absolutely nothing happened. No floods, no earthquakes, no volcanic eruptions, nothing. The gravitational pull is just not that great. So I know there are people interested in the fact that the Earth is crossing the galactic plane and all of this. The gravity will be no different, so nothing should happen. But there are some scientists out there, I'm sure, that will say, yeah, in 2012, we're going to have an alignment, all the planets on the same side of the sun. Yes, in 2012, we might have, increased solar activity, things like that. So there might be some scientists doing that, but I would hope that no scientists are actually saying the end of the world's going to happen. Because as we had talked about just briefly, even the Mayans don't think that the end of the world's going to happen, and it's all based on the Mayan calendar. So it's kind of funny.
While it seems clear that the 2012 apocalypse is quite unlikely, many will continue to believe in this theory. Much like conspiracy theorists in general, no amount of proof would seem to quench their almost visceral desire of fate. Be it the Mayans in 2012 or Nostradamus in 2021. While these theories come and go, what remains is the uncertainty, the curiosity, the freedom that comes from not knowing the future.
A 2012 party might be a fun thing to have, but for December 21st, 2012, yeah, I'll do something.